Hello. Today we're going to talk about square roots a little bit before introducing new lesson. So square root has a symbol like this. It's called radical. And let's say I put a number 9 under it. Well, what I'm asking is which number multiplied by itself could give me number 9? So all I have to do is think in my head and say, let's see, 1 times 1 is 1. That doesn't work. 2 times 2 is 4. Well, how about 3 times 3? Well, 3 times 3 equals 9. So square root of 9 could be 3. Then I'm going to ask myself, are there any other numbers? Or is there any other number that I can multiply by itself to get 9? And if I go up 4 by 4, 4 times 4 is 16. That doesn't work. How about negatives? Negative 3 times negative 3. That's also positive 9. So square root of 9 would be 3 or negative 3. So when we write it, easier way to write it is the square root of positive 9 is positive or negative 3. And let's try another example. What is the square root of 16? Again, I ask myself, which number can I multiply by itself to get 16? 4 times 4, or that could also be negative 4 times negative 4. So square root of 16 could be positive 4 or negative 4. Now let me show another way to think about the square root. I will clear this and let me draw a picture of a square. So let's say this is a square and someone tells you the area of this square, so the red part inside, equals 36 inches squared. Now you know that square is figure where all four sides are same, and to get the area of the square you had to multiply this side, blue side, by the blue side. So let's call this side, let's give it letter A, and let's call this other side also A because they're all same sides. So area of a square would be A times A, or A to the power of 2. But we already know what the area is, so we can already say that A to the power of 2 equals 36 inches squared. Question is, how big is each side length? Or in this case, is the same side. So what we need to do here is take a square root. So we will take a square root of both sides. We will take a square root of A squared and take a square root of 36 inches squared. Square root of A squared is A because that's what we multiplied to get A to the power of 2. Remember, A times A is A squared, so square root of A squared is A. Now, what number did we multiply by itself to get 36? Well, 6 times 6 could be one option. So, but it could be also negative 6 and positive 6. So positive or negative 6. And then other thing is, what did we multiply to get inch to the power of 2? What unit? So we multiplied inch times an inch. So A could be plus or minus 6 inches. But because we are talking about length, length always has to be positive. So we are going to choose as our answer A equals 6 inches. So that's just another way to think about square roots. And let's do one more problem and we'll finish with square roots. So somebody can tell us that the area here is 25 inches squared. So then our sides here should be 5 inches, and this should be 5 inches. So you can remember that if you take a square root of an area of square, if you take that square root, that should give you length of the side. Length of the side of the square. That's a thing to remember. And one more, or maybe a few more. So for example, square root of 49 would be plus or minus 7. Square root of 64 plus minus 8. Now what is the square root of x to the power of 2? Well, that would be plus or minus x. Square root of maybe smiley to the power of 2 would be positive or negative smiley. And that's all about the square root so far.